Hi, caregivers and aging adults. Tonight we are here for part 3 of the series of What is a Webinar? And the goal tonight will be to give you a demonstration of how you can, in webinar terms, raise your hand to speak and come on the screen and speak with me. I have a friend of mine who volunteered to help with this tonight. I'm going to start by just going through a few slide reminders from the past week of how we got here, so that if you're watching this for the first time instead of the 2 previous webinars, you'll have an idea of how this works. I'm Pamela Wilson. I'm down here, and I help caregivers and aging adults solve caregiving problems through my courses that include live webinars like this and recorded webinars. And we're doing this instructional series because many people don't know what a webinar is, how to register for our webinar, and how you participate live. So let's go. What is a webinar? It's an online presentation, usually for a specific purpose like this. This webinar is to help visitors to my website understand what a webinar is, how it works, and how to use it. My other webinars relate to my courses, so my stay-at-home course and my Power of Attorney course. If you are here, it's more than likely that you have signed up for a webinar. And this screen over here, where it says, how do I sign up for Pamela's webinars? This would come up on your registration screen on your email or on your computer. And there is this button down here that says register now. That is how you sign up. After you register, what happens? You get a couple of emails. And there is a link in this email. If you see kind of where my cursor is circling down here, that is the link that you click to join the webinar. Now, if you've never joined a webinar before, there is a plugin that you may have to download, and I'll show you what this looks like. So when you click on the link to join, this little message in this box here may come up. And it says, if you haven't used Webinar Jam before, you will be taken to a screen to install it. The screen installs a plugin that allows you to play the webinar on your computer and to actually see the slides and to participate live for me. So for any webinar really that you participate in, I would recommend showing up about 15 minutes early, so that if for some reason the plugin didn't install correctly, or you have to install it again, or you have some other kind of technical issue, you're not stuck worrying about trying to rush to get this done before the webinar actually starts. So your webinar screen looks like this, with your chat area over here on the right. And if you can see my cursor, it's going around there. This little red button with 3 little dots will open up that screen to the right, or it will close that screen to the right. And on there is where you can chat, which we talked about last week. You can actually type in questions, or you can actually raise your hand. And so we are going to actually illustrate how we do this. I'm going to turn the slide presentation off. I'm going to turn my camera on so that you can see me. And I'm going to go over here to the right to speak requests. And Tracy, if you can raise your hand to speak so that I can see you there, I can then bring you on the screen. And I'll chat for a moment while she's doing that. And I'll also, there she is. Okay, so here we're going to go. I'm going to accept her hand raise. And it should take a minute for her to be able to come onto the screen here. A lot of it depends on your webinar speed and how fast you're going. And sometimes when you do this, you can easily lose an internet connection. And that may be what we're going through tonight, but we will just hang in there and wait to see if she comes back. And I can also send her a text to see if she is there. Okay, so she's here. And this on the right is Tracy. And her webinar cam should come on in just a minute. We should be able to see her. And I'll have her go through the steps of how she signed up to join us and came on. Hello there. So can you maybe go through, can you hear me okay? Okay, because I'm not sure that I can hear you very well. Let me see, do you have a microphone button that you can turn on? I can read your lips, but I can't hear you speak.
Can you hear me now?
Here we go, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Now I can hear you, okay. So could you maybe just take people through when you first logged on to the program, what did you have to do to actually make this happen where I'm looking at you?
So when you got through the end of your slide, there is a little hand on the right-hand side, little hand, and I clicked on the hand, and then it took me through a series of screens that was testing volume and the visual part of it. And so I just kept clicking yes on those screens. And then there was a little box that I clicked on that said enter the chat room. So I did that. And then once my icon came up, it was just blacked out. And there are 4 different icons to click on. One is the camera. So I had to click on that to get my face to show up. And then I had to click on the other one, one of the 4, which is the microphone. So it was just a matter of reading and clicking. It's very simple.
Perfect. And probably I don't know a lag in the internet time. Did it seem to take like 30 seconds or 60 seconds while it was going through that?
It felt like it was a long time because I knew you were waiting to hear from me.
That's okay. No, I knew that you were there, so I was just chatting about the fact that sometimes, depending on internet speeds where people are, it can take 30 seconds, it can take a minute. So don't think that you're not going to actually get through. You actually will show up like we're chatting together tonight.
So it probably took about 35, 40 seconds to click through those screens as they showed up.
Okay, perfect. And so for everybody who's watching, this is how you join the webinar. You come on, I'm here, you're where Tracy is, and we chat back and forth. Any other tips or anything you want to offer before we close this out? I've got a couple of slides that I'm going to end with, but I just wanted to show this visual and really how easy it is to come on and join.
And I think that being able to ask questions during a webinar where you actually can see who you're talking to is so helpful because it really puts a face to all the information that's being shared. I think it's a great way to be able to ask questions for those people that just don't want to type and chat.
And the other cool thing to me is when I've been in these groups, it's nice for people to be able to see who Tracy is. So let's say that you've chatted in the groups or in the courses. I actually have places where you can post questions. You posted a question and people see, oh, they see Tracy. Now they actually get to see Tracy. So it's actually a way to meet people in the courses and interact rather than, to your point, just seeing typed words or interacting with them in another group where it's all just typing.
It humanizes the whole experience.
It does. I thank you so much for doing this. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. People will be able to watch this and really see how easy it is to come on.
It's my pleasure.
All right, thank you. I am going to turn off all these cameras so it speeds everything up. So we're going to turn that off, and I will talk to you later. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, everybody. So we are going to go back to the slides just really quick to close this out. Let me bring them up. I'm going to turn the slides on and turn me down into the corner. Okay, so just to summarize, if you have any questions about these webinar presentations, there is a place in the program where you can send an email question, and it will come to me, and I always answer. So if you got stuck through any of the steps that Tracy went through, if you can't figure out how to post questions in the chat, how to come on live, just ask and we'll help you. It really is quite easy. More information is on my website at PamelaDWilson.com, and under the How I Help link is actually a link to a page that says, what is a webinar? This video and the 2 prior videos will be posted there so that if you get stuck, you can watch these webinars and understand how to go through and join. Last but not least, information about the courses is on my website. There are links on this slide over here. The first one is Stay at Home. It is all about how to help your loved ones stay at home, out of nursing homes, out of hospitals, and how to avoid more expensive care situations. The second one is Power of Attorney, and that really is to take you through the whole situation of power of attorney. How do you choose a power of attorney? Who do you choose? What do all those legal terms mean? What information should be in your power of attorney document? And if you are the power of attorney, what are your responsibilities? Power of attorney is just not this document that you shove in a drawer or in a safety deposit box and you leave it there until something happens. In both of these courses, there is the recorded webinar, which is like this, and there's the live webinar, which is the example that Tracy and I did for you. It allows you to see actually who is in your course, to come on live. It humanizes the experience, it makes it real, and it helps you to know that there are other caregivers out there like you who need help and support, and just the fact that we are all in this together. Caregiving is not easy. It's a life situation that arises unexpectedly, and sometimes we all just need a little help. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I so thank my friend Tracy for helping. We will see you in another webinar, hopefully in one of my courses and on my website. I'm going to turn off the slide presentation, turn off the video, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much.